I don't know. That's a question you got to ask everybody else. I don't know. I don't know. I think when I'm in there, I kind of just stretch the lineup out a little bit more. We have a lot of good hitters on this team, and you extend the middle of the order just a little bit longer. It makes a big difference.
Right up front with Marley.
JD, can you walk us through the process of all the treatment that you needed to get today to get yourself ready, how that decision happened, and did you ever even dream of having a night like this, as, after all you've been through?
Yeah, I mean, like I said earlier in the interviews, hats off to our athletic training staff because they did miracles. It's just everybody from the massage therapist guys to, the strength coaches to, the hitting coaches, everybody. Everybody was involved on what they can do to help to try to get me back, and we kind of just came up with a plan on what we're going to do. And it was one of those things. It was, I told Alex, he's like, are you good? And I'm like, I hate to say I am, because if I'm not, then what's going to happen if I go in there first at bat and it bites at me when I swing? It's my front foot, so when I land, I kind of like roll into it. What's going to happen? I don't want to be in a spot where if I come out of the game, we leave Devers out to dry. So he was aware of that, and I told him that, and he's, that's why he kind of, chose to put me behind Verdugo today, just in case. But it came down to the BP today. It was, yesterday I didn't feel it. I told him, I said, I got like a putter and like an iron today, like with my golf swing. The driver and the 3-wood is not in the bag today. So he's like, all right. So pinch hit later on in the game for a Judy hit. I said, there you go. So today in BP, it felt a lot better. I was able to swing and actually get into my front foot. So then I told him, let's do it. Like, I feel a lot more confident with it. I didn't feel that yesterday.
Did you think you would do what you did?
No. Honestly, I didn't. I think it was hitting's contagious, and these guys came out today breaking, right out the gate. So, look at everybody. Everybody had a great night today. It wasn't just one person, I feel like.
Sean in the fourth row middle.
JD, you tinker with your swing, your mechanics a lot. Did you have to change anything because of the ankle today and tonight in terms of stance, balance, weight, shift, any of that? And if so, what did you have to do?
I think subconsciously I did. I think my mind kind of just, it changes the position you want to land just because you don't want to put that pressure on it and that torque that you were kind of putting on it. That was one thing I was battling with yesterday, is I was like, I don't like how my front foot's landing right there. It's a spinny move. So then today I was able to stick it, and it felt a lot better. And I was like, yeah, okay, this can actually work today.
And we'll stay there with Chris.
JD, obviously, it's kind of a freak thing that happened on Sunday. How frustrating is it for that to happen, in game 162 and just a random thing? And secondly, if this was the regular season, would this be like an IL thing, or are you really pushing it because it's October?
Yeah, obviously it was extremely frustrating for that to happen. For me to come out of that game, you knew I was in pain. The very next pitch, or that inning, actually, Alex Verdugo hit a ball on the right field line, and I was like, I might not make it to this ball. But then, coming in, I told Alex, was like, dude, if you can't, you can't. And it's a big game. I'm going to hurt us more than I'm going to help us at that point. But what was the second part of your question?
If it was an IL thing.
Oh, yeah. Talking to the doctors, they would have, they said it was during the season. It was for sure 10-day. But this is the playoffs, You only get one chance at this.
Joined by Alex Verdugo as well. We'll stay in the back with Ian.
JD, how hard is it not to kind of see any game action for 4 days and then to come in and get 4 hits like you did tonight?
I think the adrenaline takes over, Honestly, I was kind of surprised that my timing was where it was, because I was like, 4 or 5 days off and going out there facing guys throwing 98. But that's where I think the situation and the adrenaline and the game and the fans kind of just take over, and, you just get caught up in the moment, really.
In the second row here.
Yeah, JD, you mentioned that obviously hitting is contagious. So what can you say about what you guys were able to do today, maybe differently from last night, even though you hit the ball pretty well in the first game?
I kind of understood a little bit of it. I'm sorry.
You hear me? Yeah. You mentioned that hitting is contagious.
Yeah.
So what do you think you guys were able to do today differently from last night, although you hit the ball pretty well on game one?
You know, honestly, I felt like yesterday we hit the ball really hard. Like, if you look at the game and you look at the outs, there's a lot of hard outs. I mean, you go back to, you know, Dahlbeck's line out in the first inning right at the second baseman. Then he comes up with a situation with guys on base and he's another ball 105 right at the third baseman. Like, there's a lot of things that kind of, you know, didn't go our way yesterday. And I felt like today they just, you know, the guys just carried it into today. And, you know, it's better luck. Guys hit the ball hard from top to bottom. Our whole lineup did.
Is there anything else for JD? All right, JD, we'll excuse you, but congrats on a great night. Appreciate it. Have a safe trip back. And Alex Verdugo enjoyed the interview room so much that he decided to come back here post-game. Appreciate it, Alex. First question will go to your right.
Alex, being that this is your first postseason, you don't look nervous. Have you been nervous? How's your mindset been kind of approaching this?
Yeah, not nervous at all. You know, I live for this. It's still baseball. You know what I mean? Obviously, the surroundings and fans and the noise outside of it is, you know, a lot different with how much media is on the field before the games and all that. So there's a lot that goes with it. But for me, I play my game. You know what I mean? Baseball is baseball, and let's not make it more complicated than that.
Have you always been like that?
Yeah, I'm confident in my abilities and the way I play, and I look for the big moments. You know, I want those moments.
The back left with Ian.
Alex, I imagine after you guys score 2 in the first and give up 5 in the bottom of the first, that's a little deflating. You know, how big a point was it when I think it was you and Xander went back to back there in the third inning just to make it a game again?
Yeah, it was big. Obviously, we felt like we did a good job in the top of the first. You know, put 2 on and you know, just kind of get that momentum real quick. And you know, just you got to give it credit to the Rays. In the bottom of the first, they put good at-bats on Chris Sale and, you know, worked him and, you know, ended up getting a grand slam and, you know, going up by 3. So it was definitely a little deflating at first, but I just remember going into the dugout and, you know, AC's coming up and down the dugout just, you know, it's all right, we got a whole game, you know, we got 8 more innings, let's go, keep going. And, you know, I felt like that really set the tone. And, you know, the hitters, they just didn't stop, man. They were relentless with, you know, battling pitches, you know, making a pitcher just get him over the plate. And, you know, we used the whole field today.
And to your far right, Alex.
Alex, what are you sizing up at high speed when you're going into the corner to chase a ball down like the one that you caught? What kind of things are you looking for to make sure that you're on the ball, but at the same time not hurting yourself?
Is that the wall ball, right?
Yeah.
The one
in the left field corner.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, that ball's hit high enough. You know, I felt like I had a good jump. Just, you know, you mainly try to beat it to the spot. So you try to run as hard as you can to the wall and just kind of get there and give you some time. You know, I knew it was a low wall, so I knew I would be able to reach over and have, you know, a little extra reach to it. It's just, I wasn't sure if I was going to hit a fan or reach into a fan, but it just happened to be perfect. You know, I think a fan was, like, his glove was like 4 inches from mine, you know, so just my biggest thing, keep my eye on the ball and, you know your surroundings and just try to make the play.
And the third row on your left.
Alex, how big was Tanner Houck today to come in there and kind of shut the Rays down while you guys were trying to make the comeback?
It was huge, absolutely huge. You know, like I said, going down 5-2 in the first is tough, but if you look at the scoreboard, I think it was like 4 or 5 zeros right after that, you know, and I mean, that's big. That gave us enough time for, you know, Bogey to go deep. I followed it up, you know, it put us within a run, and, you know, you have our starter, our Houck, go out there and keep throwing up zeros, and then we come back and we end up taking the lead, and, you know, it's just, it was big, man. It was big. When the offense is rolling like that, as a pitcher, I feel like you want to try to, you know, make that inning as quick as possible and you know, just get your offense back in there and hitting, and he did an amazing job doing that.
In the back right corner.
How much your career grown in these playoff games?
How much what?
Ground, your career.
How much ground did I cover?
¿Cuánto ha crecido tu carrera en estos juegos de playoff?
I don't know how to answer that. I mean, like how much ground I covered, like in general, just like in outfield, or?
The next level.
For me, like postseason is amazing because, you know, it takes away like your individual stats, takes away any of that stuff where, you know, it's just, we're out here competing. We're out here, you know, next man up. I'm trying to put the guy behind me in the best position to, you know, get the job done. And postseason's just been like the ideal baseball. Like it brings me back to when I was a kid and, you know, we just wanted to win, and it didn't matter about nothing. So this has been a lot of fun.
Jen in the third row.
Alex, you mentioned just Cora there kind of pumping you guys up, and just what, I guess, you've had so many ups and downs throughout this season, and the fact that he's sort of been just this kind of unflinching, you know, confidence in you guys and just pumping you guys up constantly. What has that kind of meant for your season as a whole?
I think it's big. You know, you have a manager that you can trust. You have a manager that, you know, he does his job in every category. You know, whether it's, you know, how he's scouting and how he's game planning to how he's talking to players individually and getting those guys going. So for me, AC's been a big manager, just a lot of help, and you can see since he's came back, you know, that the guys, they love playing for him. They, you know, he does something. It's just a smart IQ man, so it makes playing this game a lot of fun.
And Ian in the back left, Alex.
Alex, just being able to pull out this game, I mean, how much does that change the vibe of this team, kind of going back to Fenway now?
Huge, you know. Obviously, being down 0-2 in a 5-game series would be tough. You know, we know the odds to that wouldn't be good. I think realistically, we wanted to come in here and split it. You know, we wanted to win 1-1. Obviously, we want to win both of them, but you know, you give them the benefit of the doubt. This is their home park, all that. I'm very excited. I think we're all happy, man. Riding high right now. Just we did our job. You know, we came out here, overcame a deficit again. You know, our bats came up, our pitchers came up big, and now we're going back to Fenway and our element with our crowd and our home ballpark, man. So we're looking forward to those 2 games, and you know, hopefully winning the first one and having a chance to you know, clinch and win it there and not come back here.
Anything else for Alex? We'll finish up to your right.
Is that necklace that's special for the playoffs? Is that a new one?
Yeah, I mean, not really special for playoffs, but it's just like my little tribute to Boston, man. I mean, I love this team. I love this city. You know, it feels like since I got traded here, it's you know, it's just kind of taken me in, and you know, I love to play here. I love the way the fans are. You know, I love where it's like, you know, it could get tough. Obviously, you don't perform, they get on you, but you know, I love that fight, man. I love that. You know, like, hey, man, what are you doing for us now? So for me, it was just something I like to have it. I got SpongeBob on the back too, so it kind of just tells me, you know, cheer it up, you know, keep going. But yeah, man, I like jewelry and I love Boston.
Did you get that one